We are set for the semifinals. Day 2 at the SWAC Women's Soccer Tournament. And the first semifinal, the host and number 1 seed, Prairie View A&M, taking on number 4 seed, Alabama State. Good afternoon. It's a perfect day for soccer in Prairie View. Matt Peterson with the former Houston Dynamo midfielder Andrew Driver. What a difference about 12 to 18 hours makes.
It's like we're in a different world, isn't it? It's an absolutely perfect day for soccer, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'm interested to see how the teams come out. Haven't played some heavy games yesterday. I wonder if they're going to make some changes, but it's going to be interesting, especially this first game. Prairie View, obviously heavy favourites for the whole tournament. Played well yesterday, but this Alabama State team surprised me, and I thought they looked very steady and a difficult team to beat.
They were the 2 best teams yesterday in total. Prairie View A&M led 1-0 at halftime. They scored 3 times after halftime. They won 4-0 against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Alabama State, a dominant 3-0 win against Texas Southern. Texas Southern, its last game before the tournament, beat Prairie View A&M, and they were unbeaten in 5. So 2 teams in good form entering play today.
Yeah, they'll be brimming with confidence, won't they? They're very comprehensive winners. And the way they both played, they played exceptionally well. I'm guessing both coaches were delighted with the way they played. And but again, it's a cup game, isn't it? It's a cup final again. Well, in essence, I know it's a semi-final, but you have to repeat it if you want to win championships. You've got to continue the momentum and continue the form.
One final huddle for Alabama State and 50-year head coach Jody Smith. Sonia Carvello's in her 4th season at the helm of Prairie View A&M. Prairie View was 8-0 in SWAC play before losing on the last day of the regular season to Texas Southern. They put that behind them with the 4-0 win yesterday against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Jalen Smith is the referee this afternoon. The second semifinal will be about 30 minutes after the end of this, and that will be between Grambling State and Alabama A&M. Here we go, underway from Prairie View, Texas. It's the first semifinal at the SWAC Soccer Tournament in 2021. 63 degrees, perfect conditions, sunny skies, a light breeze. Perfect soccer weather here in Southeast Texas.
Absolutely perfect soccer weather. A little bit warmer again, wasn't it? Yesterday the games were fast and furious because it was a little bit colder, easier to play in. Today the pitch is going to be dry. You've got to be a little bit stronger on the pass, but I look forward to seeing it. Good touch there.
Panthers pushing forward in the first minute. They have opportunities here. 3 on the attack. Opening goal. Prairie View A&M, the host, jump in front. It's Savannah Powell.
Brilliant goal, wasn't it? Brilliantly taken. It all comes from the first touch from Renee Carranza on the outside. She turned the defender and then played a great ball. Oh, no, sorry, I don't think it was Renee Carranza. It was Sonia Fuentes who turned and then played a great ball into the channel, and she did fantastically well. Powell ran 20 yards, or probably 30 yards, and then slotted it home past the goalkeeper. Alabama State, after such a strong performance yesterday, not really giving up many opportunities, have started this game in the worst possible way.
39 seconds in, Prairie View A&M has the lead, 1-0. Savannah Powell, she scored yesterday. That's her 5th of the season. She had the goal in the 62nd minute in yesterday's 4-0 win.
Oh, and you could see the confidence that has come from that goal yesterday. She ran with great pace, and the finish was so composed. Just slotted it down the inside of the goalkeeper. Nothing the goalkeeper could do. And what a start. What a nice little nerve settler for Prairie View.
Great showing from the host. Technically, they were the co-regular season champions with Alabama A&M, but they won the tiebreaker because they beat them head-to-head earlier this year. Both teams were 8-1. There's another diagonal ball, nearly a second chance. Vital clearance on the backside. It's on again for Prairie View. The shot is saved. Nice work from Sheila Sanchez. She looked very good yesterday, the Spanish goalkeeper.
I say yesterday Prairie View were up against Arkansas Pine Bluff, who really defended really strongly. Obviously Alabama State, coming off a win, have decided to go forward, and they seem a little bit exposed at the back already.
Savannah Powell, freshman from Arlington, with the goal 39 seconds in. A very high line, dangerous for Alabama State. They're exposed again, another chance, and the shot is high and wide. Lisa Griffin, first team all SWAC pick with the chance.
Another great ball over the top, wasn't it? The Prairie really using athleticism, getting it over the top. And Griffin this time was in. She maybe had a little bit more time to settle herself before hitting the strike, but so positive from Prairie View. They played well yesterday. They passed the ball around nicely. They had to be patient, but they've started on fire this afternoon. You know, tournament play, a lot of the time it's all about getting that first win, isn't it? You go into a tournament, you've got the nerves. You win that first game, it really settles you, and the confidence will have come back.
Are you surprised, Andrew, the high line deployed here by Alabama State? I don't remember it yesterday. They were on possession. They controlled most of the game, but especially after giving up the first goal, you thought they might drop a bit deeper.
No, like, I think with the way they played that, and rightfully so, they would have high confidence themselves. They want to go and win this. We saw yesterday they definitely have the ability, don't they? So I like the fact they're trying to play high line. Maybe just need to, the wide areas have been a little bit exposed. I think you can see that they kind of got three central defenders that are a bit exposed in the wide area.
Well, we had goals in the first half of the first three games. Last night was a really good battle between Alabama A&M and Southern. Southern really tested Alabama A&M, the number 2 seed, but in the second overtime, Alabama A&M advanced. So they broke through the scoreless battle. Sensational goalkeeping from both goalkeepers. Today, very different. Semifinal could be a cagey affair, but 39 seconds in, Savannah Powell scoring her 5th goal of the season, her 2nd of the tournament.
Yeah, but we had everything yesterday, didn't we? We had saves, we had drama, a great attacking play, great defensive play. We had games with goals, and then we had the tight 0-0 draw in the 0-0 until golden goal winner. It was an entertaining day.
McKenna Wisco, number 13 in midfield. She scored twice in the second half for Alabama State's win. One was a penalty, one was a header. Good work to win it back. Great balance.
Great balance.
Sonia Fuentes, the senior from Houston out of Fur High School.
You have to remember yesterday, the first game, Prairie View, we're in. The wind was blowing. It was a really torrid day, wasn't it, to play a little bit nicer now, a light breeze. I think maybe we'll see their qualities come through as we lose our papers in a breeze.
Clearance. It's interesting as Alabama State looked so confident yesterday. They took apart Texas Southern, to be honest. Texas Southern was one of the informed teams, and they really didn't have much of a chance yesterday against this really good back line. Surprising to me to see it breached twice in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, I wouldn't look too much into that early in a game. Sometimes nerves, sometimes you've seen the game start to settle down. Oh.
Another win. Here's the long shot. It is just wide.
That one's
relentless from Prairie View A&M. That was Joe Burnell.
A little bit of a mistake, but the point I was trying to make is sometimes it takes you 10-15 minutes to get into the game to settle down. Prairie View started on absolute fire so far, but we saw Alabama State yesterday have the ability. They just need to keep that confidence. Don't get too downhearted by giving up some opportunities early.
Deflected cross. Cleared out near the corner flag. No decision on corner or throw-in. I thought it was a throw-in. I don't think it was on the goal side of that corner flag. But nice to see the far side assistant say, I don't know. Nice to be just honest and say, I'm not going to guess, staring into the sun from 60 yards away.
You can often tell by the reaction of the players, can't you? If it was a corner, I think the Prairie View players would have been asking for it a little bit more. Space
off the throw-in. Sliced cross is cleared to midfield. Back in the mix, and again a high line from Alabama State as they try to clear their lines. 1-2 is cleared. Panthers not sitting on a 1-goal lead. They're pushing forward for another. Right now, Prairie View A&M the first to every ball.
Defensively yesterday, weren't really tested, were they? They came up against some strong UAPB attackers, but they had the answer for everything that was thrown at them. You've seen already today, whenever the ball's gone up to the Alabama State attackers, they're first at every ball. They've got great athleticism, they read the game well, and it's strange for a team to have an 8-1, to have an amazing, not strange, but all their back line is fantastic. You often just think of the attacking players when you think of a team that goes on such long winning streaks.
Direct ball, well defended. That's Quinn Josiah, the goalkeeper from Newmarket, Ontario, Canada. She had a great day yesterday. It's clipped over the top, shoulder to shoulder, another chance. Savannah Powell saved. Diving to her right to keep it out. It's still in play. Save made by Sheila Sanchez. And it's out for a corner. Savannah Powell shot out of a cannon from the first minute tonight.
She's up for it, isn't she? She's really going. She's using the pace to get in behind it. On that occasion, she's hit a great shot. It's a really good save. But she had a little bit longer to go in it, like she did in the first goal. Go another 5 yards and then slot it home. The goalkeeper's staying on her line. That means you've got a bit more time to go in and get a little bit closer to hit the strike.
Corner kick coming for the Panthers. Zandria Johnson, sophomore out of Cedar Hill High School in Dallas. Prairie View A&M leading 1-0. Corner kick to the near post. That's dangerous, right at the near post. Calm clearance that time from Kristen Thomas, the junior from Watkinsville, Georgia. Had to be a steady Eddie. You couldn't let it slip through there between the head and the post.
No, that's why you have someone on there, isn't it, to prevent those dangerous balls.
This one to the back post, headed down, and an easy pickup that time.
Let's go back to the last opportunity from Powell. It's a great save, wasn't it? Sanchez diving to her right. She might have stayed on the line, but it was cat-like reflexes to save it.
All the way back. Quinn Josiah, senior at a Bill Crowther Secondary School in Canada. Had to be a shell shock. 39 seconds in to allow a goal. They were in complete control against Texas Southern yesterday. They scored 3. They could have had a few more. Now up against it, down a goal. There's another good through ball. Sanchez off her line. Great goalkeeping. Comes off the shin and out for a throw-in. Well read by the Spaniard. If not, it would have been a third early chance for Savannah Powell.
Savannah Powell again with the pace by, but what I really liked is the ball. I'm not sure who played it into her. She's looked like she's going to play it out onto the left-hand side, but she's done a little reverse pass in behind the defenders. Very clever play. And it kind of seems like Prairie View at will right now are carving open Alabama State. And to be honest, you can say they were top. I was a little bit surprised. I thought Alabama State looked really strong yesterday, and they've just not started this game yet. Either that or Prairie View have really turned it up to another level.
Settled towards the corner. She's in the box. She'll cross. It's cleared. Another clearance there from Alabama State. Now, we were so impressed yesterday. Texas Southern had some real firepower up front, but that partnership, 3 and 19 for Alabama State, had a good day. Another turn. Powell will cross. It's going to roll towards the corner flag.
Yeah, we knew this was going to be a step up in level for them, but not to the extent of how well Prairie View are playing right now. They're first at every ball. They're finding the passes. They're playing good football. Alabama State haven't got themselves going, have they?
Kaylee O'Neill was awesome yesterday for Alabama State, number 3, plus number 19, Paige Patton. But they had their hands full today, slowing down Savannah Powell and this Panther attack. Corner kick coming for Prairie View A&M. Desanya Nugent, first team all SWAC selection. Good delivery, near the spot, headed clear. Foot race here. Nice composure under pressure from Zandria Johnson. Now Alabama State can try and break. 3 versus 4. Good recovery, a lot of white shirts back to defend. There's another ball. Disjointed line that time for Alabama State. Good recovery, though, from Joe Bernal. We saw a really tight line yesterday. That time, that was a zigzaggy back four for Alabama State. Kept her onside.
It was Kaylee O'Neill was just a little bit too deep, wasn't she? She needed to stay in the line. When it's in that situation, she could have stepped up and called for the offside.
Throw it coming. Alabama State looking for the tying goal. A little bit lax that time. You cannot allow a player to receive a throw in uncontested like that. And a shot away, first of the afternoon for Alabama State, comes from Camelia Jimenez, first team all-SWAC player out of Weston, Florida.
It's good, the first opportunity. Alabama State need to do that, don't they? They need to keep plugging away, not stop playing. They have to keep the passing like we saw yesterday, continue doing what they're good at if they're going to get back into it. Wonder goal yesterday, wasn't it, for Bernal?
Yep.
That started it. It's a completely different feel to the first half, wasn't it? Prairie View had to be very patient, and it took a wonder strike to take the lead. So far, they've put it up another level. The first of every ball, and going forward, they look sharp. Maybe what they didn't seem like yesterday.
Took them 15 minutes to grab the lead yesterday through Joe Bernal. Took them 39 seconds today to seize the opener from Savannah Powell.
We did see some good efforts from like the underdog teams yesterday, didn't we? Jackson State were unfortunate. Southern were unfortunate.
Clipped over the top. Good defending. Catherine Nedved, freshman from Chandler, Arizona. So far, 6 shots for Prairie View, 4 on target. No shots officially for Alabama State. Now, we saw 39 based off the video board. Officially, according to the timekeeper, 26 seconds in the goal from Savannah Powell.
Splitting hairs a little bit there, aren't
yeah.
It was early.
Yes. Inside the first minute.
Yes. Either way, it was a good start. That's what we mentioned yesterday at times. The favourites, when they were playing, if they didn't score early, it can be difficult, right? You're playing against difficult teams. They know that they're not supposed to win. They want to defend their goal. But that little early goal here tonight has really settled the nerves.
Good defending. That was every step she took yesterday. Wonderful from Kaylee O'Neill, number 3 for Alabama State.
Good tackle. Sonia Fuentes working hard and putting a tough tackle in on the star player for Alabama State yesterday.
Called a foul, free kick given.
Oh, we did give a foul.
Looked clean to me.
I thought it was a good tackle.
Is Alabama State showing Prairie View A&M too much respect? Are they giving too much space to these Panther players when they receive the ball in the attacking half?
It can happen. I think maybe they're just a little bit shell-shocked from the start of the game. Probably the game plan was to get into it, get through 20 minutes 0-0 and start. Then Prairie View may get a little bit nervous, but Prairie View have started the game on fire, haven't they? It's always difficult when you play 2 games in a row. Some teams, it takes them a bit longer to get the lactic acid out of the legs from the game yesterday.
It has not affected Savannah Powell. Look at her again. first to the ball near the corner, waiting for a run. She'll cross it, trying to earn a corner kick. It's going to sit on that line. Throw in coming. Yeah, this is the first time all year. This is the, I guess, the bittersweet nature of these tournaments. It's great. It's awesome theater, but they never play back-to-back all year. They have to here due to travel needs. So they're asking their bodies to do something they haven't done all year. Competitive match back-to-back days. So you think, as a former player, Andrew, as it's thrown in, clipped in the box by Bernal and covered up by Sanchez, the early part of the game is the hardest. Once you kind of get the lactic acid out and get your body going, it gets easier as the game goes?
Yeah, you have to get into it, but like me, I can't even walk the day after a game. So I probably wouldn't be out there again, but no, it is difficult. You've got to get a good warm-up, and eventually the adrenaline takes over. But it can take 10 or 15 minutes to really get comfortable again and go get all the aches and pains from the day before out. No sign of that from Prairie. You never know. That maybe one of the advantages of being at home. Maybe they have the facilities here where they do what they do every day in training. They can go inside, they can relax, they have their equipment to help their recovery.
Absolutely. Dangerous ball headed clear. Andrea Nugent was back. She's the defender of the year in the conference. Look at her bursting forward there. She's the defender of the year. She had a spectacular free kick goal, part of the 4-0 win yesterday against Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Yeah, both Nugents were exceptional yesterday, weren't they? She obviously a free kick to cap it off, but defensively so steady. Good on the ball, defensively great. Scoring free kicks, not much more you can ask for your centre half than that, is there?
Powell just bounced off Kaylee O'Neill there and kept possession.
This is what Alabama State did well here. These kind of little passes, a little bit of interplay. Good angles in the midfield. That's more like it for them.
Excellent from the Hornets here. Throwing now to Prairie View A&M.
It didn't come to much, but that's exactly what they did yesterday. They passed the ball, they made the opposition chase them, and eventually they broke them down, and it's good to see they're getting the confidence again to get on the ball and find those passes.
Desanya Nugent throws it in. Sister of Andrea, they're from Victorville, California.
I thought Desanya was exceptional yesterday in the first half, wasn't she? She was probably one of the, even though she's a defender, she's probably one of the biggest attacking threats coming from left back.
Strength on the ball and a good win. Here come the Panthers. That was Megan Howell, junior from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, one of the many Canadians. Pipeline built by Sonia Curvello, who's part of the youth setup in Ontario before taking the job at Prairie View A&M. Before that was the head coach at Cleveland State. Five from Ontario, Canada, part of this Prairie View A&M roster.
I wonder how they handled the heat when they came.
Would not be an easy adjustment.
I remember when I had to do it, and I came in March, and I was telling everyone, "Whoa, it's hot, it's hot," and then they would say, "Wait till July."
Little did you know.
I didn't believe them. If I had have known, I'd have gone home.
Well, you guys would practice as early as possible in the morning, 9 to 10:30. Is that shots wide, right? That was a common practice time? In the peak of the summer, 9 a.m. to 10:30 or so?
It depended on when our coach's tee-off time on the golf course was.
True, true.
If it was 1 o'clock, we could be training at 7 in the morning.
Yep. Nugent. Good turn there from Reagan Scott. 12 in white, diagonal
pass.
ball. They've beaten the line again. Chance here. Second goal for Prairie View A&M. Lisa Griffin beat the offside line, and a cool finish from the edge of the box.
That Alabama State defense again a little bit disjointed. Griffin found the space down the right-hand side. It was a great ball over to her, and this time she had an opportunity a little bit earlier where she didn't have the composure. This time she took her time, and how about that as a way to, before you go off for the substitution, she's nestled it into the top of the net. But yeah, once again, a great vision for the pass, and Prairie View's pace in the wide areas has been exceptional so far.
Lisa Griffin, take a bow. She scores and then goes off as she was a substitute. But I am again startled by Alabama State. It's a tactic. They have a plan, but it's just not working. The high line is not working, especially when it's scattered like that, because they're finding one of the four is keeping them on side.
Yeah, you have to stay in line if you do play that high line, don't you? It's just, but you're also playing against a team that's at another level. Maybe they can get away with it at times when you play against players who can't find those passes. But Prairie View have punished them. They've got the players who know can put that ball in behind.
Lisa Griffin, 23rd minute goal. It's her third of the season. There's a low cross. No problem for Quinn Josiah. Prairie View A&M has now outscored opponents 33-11 on the season. Reagan Scott with the assist.
It was a great pass, wasn't it? She had a little bit of time, and she just the pace on it was perfect into the great area. Just led Griffin onto it.
Second assist of the year for Scott. How can Alabama State get back into this game?
Well, it's a uphill battle, isn't it? They've just got to stick at it. There's no point in staying defensive now. They just have to throw bodies forward, and you're playing against a top Prairie View team. You can see that the class on show for Prairie View now. At times yesterday in the poor weather and the cold day, it maybe didn't shine through as much as you would have expected. But what we're up to now, 25 minutes into this one, they are looking strong. It's a throw of the dice, isn't it, as a coach? When you're the coach of Alabama State, do you go defensive or do you believe in your players? And I'm inclined, after yesterday, their performance, you're inclined to believe in your players, aren't you? The way they played, they were so good on the day. Great ball.
Another through ball. Sanchez off her line, and that time they are offside. They've been trying to get the offside called all afternoon.
Well,
it's been a busy afternoon, and it's finally goes their way.
You saw that time though, the line was right. If you keep the line right, then you can get the offside decisions. I think it was Fuentes just went a step too soon. She doesn't need to. She's got pace, Fuentes, but again they're finding those balls in between the centre half and the fullback, and it's so difficult to defend because the defender has to turn and run back towards their own goal.
Dangerous, headed back, and good shielding that time. Smart play. Megan Howell, the junior from Ontario, knew her goalkeeper Quinn Josiah would come get it.
Yeah, but smart, wasn't she? She was aware. She seemed like the coolest person in the place. When you see it back like that, you tend to panic a little bit, but she knew exactly what she was doing, and that's communication with the goalkeeper.
Look at that dribbling. Another diagonal ball. It's going to get there. Oh, desperate defending just enough that time. One back. Long shot is blocked. That ball from Joe Burnell was awesome. They're finding these diagonals that are perfectly weighted onto the runners, and it's just they're teeing off on them.
You're just in between the fullback and the central defender, and it's so difficult to defend. I think that time Fuentes, she didn't think she was going to get there, and when she did, she was a little bit surprised because her first touch was a little bit indecisive. It was one of those, I've been there as a left winger in those situations. You think the big defender's coming across, you kind of worry a little bit. If you have a bit more confidence and believe in yourself, you can get there and get past them. But it's what you say, Burnell's ball was fantastic.
Unfortunately for Alabama State, this is a repeat of the regular season, a 4-1 win for Prairie View A&M. Nice dribbling, maybe a goal back coming here from Jimenez. Camelia Jimenez, the Florida native, a freshman, number 9 in black. Dispossessed, more good work from DeSante Nugent, first team all-SWAC selection. Long ball clipped in. High bounce, dangerous that time. She avoided the shoulder-to-shoulder challenge from Cassandra Schoen.
She did. It was a strong one as well, wasn't it? The elbow was out a little bit. Good goalkeeping, but then you can hear the supporters recognizing the goalkeeper was brave in that situation.
4-1, Prairie View A&M won at Alabama State October 3rd in Montgomery. And here we go again. It's clipped over the top. Nice recovery that time. That was Kaylee O'Neill sliding over to slow down Savannah Powell.
Nice little chip over the top from Kalia Brown, wasn't it? She in a great area. And that's what's impressive about Prairie View so far. It's all well and good having the athleticism and getting onto it, but they're finding those nice little passes over the top.
Yeah, the script is similar. That 4-1 win, JoJo Bernal scored 5 minutes in. Lisa Griffin scored in the 17th minute. Andrea Nugent in the 40th, and then Savannah Powell in the 66th. So 2 of the same goal scorers, with Griffin and Powell repeating their heroics from October in Montgomery. But if you're Jody Smith and the Alabama State staff, there's not a lot you can do. I mean, you can make some adjustments, but this Prairie View A&M team is just playing beautiful soccer right now. They're energetic, they're physical. There's another ball over the top. Good goalkeeping from Sanchez. What adjustments would you make if you're on that Alabama State sideline?
It's difficult, isn't it? It's at 2-0. You're kind of limited in your choices, aren't you? You've just maybe got to try and at half-time, get through to half-time 2-0, and then get the belief back in your players.
It's one again, Joe Bernal. Missed touch. I think the confidence is really shot right now from these Alabama State players.
Yeah, to beat the team that's gone the season 8-1, you need to really, everything needs to go right, doesn't it? You need to defend brilliant. Your goalkeeper's going to make some saves at some point, and you're going to ride your luck a little bit. But the goal in the first 39 seconds, it's just a bit of a body blow, isn't it?
McKenna Wiscombe called for the foul. She scored twice yesterday, and it's just amazing. The Alabama State team we saw yesterday was so confident. They were poised. They were built for this tournament. They're here year in, year out. It's just a huge change today. Ball over the top, 1 versus 2. Good fight. Cassandra Schoen gets support from Wiscombe. But soccer's a funny game. You can be dominated, but you get a goal back, you're right back into it.
That's what I mean, is get through to half-time without conceding another, and then the game can change, can't it? At any point, you grab a goal, you get a little bit lucky at some point, the nerves will start to come in for Prairie View.
Game opening up, maybe Prairie View tiring a bit. Space on this near sideline. And well defended.
It's in again.
Slip through. Another challenge, edge of the box. 3 for Prairie View. They beat the line again. Sensational finish. Jaden Morgan. 3-0 Panthers.
All the goals have been almost carbon copies, haven't they? It was this time Savannah Powell with the assist. She's played a perfect ball, and the biggest skill in that one there was for Jaden Morgan to time a run. She held back, and then the ball was perfect. Her pace was brilliant, and honestly, the finish into the bottom corner like that was the composure is fantastic. And this Prairie View team they're blowing me away with how good they have been in this first 30 minutes.
It really is something to behold today. This is just awesome soccer. It's a tactical battle. It's a risk what Alabama State's doing. It can work if the other team's undisciplined and takes chances and jumps offside, but they've stayed onside apart from once this afternoon, and the results have been devastating.
Yeah, you saw yesterday how difficult it was for Prairie View against Arkansas Pine Bluff, because they sat so many defenders back. They were difficult to break down, and that was an option for the Alabama State coach. But you do that and you get beat, you maybe leave yourself wondering. At least they're having a go, and it's just unfortunately in the first half it's just not paid off so far.
Advantage play. Second goal of the season for Jaden Morgan. Comes in the 30th minute.
I think that's most surprising about that is that only 2 goals, how well she took it. It was a brilliant finish, wasn't it? Right into the bottom corner.
Savannah Powell had the assist. A goal and assist for Savannah Powell, the freshman from Arlington. What a bright future she has. She goes off for the rest of the half. Haley Hernandez replaces her, freshman from Bryan High School, Bryan, Texas. Wearing number 1.
Number 1 for an outfielder, Matt. I think I'm a bit old school.
Yep. In your day, only goalkeepers wore the number 1 shirt?
Yeah, it was only 1 to 11, that was it. It shows how old I was, though. Oh, nice start.
Nice work to keep it in here from Kristen Thomas. Oh, dangerous. If you bring it back into your box like that, you're inviting the pressure, but it worked out that time from Quinn Josiah.
Quinn Josiah, but Wincombe actually got a touch on the ball, didn't she? If she'd have nudged it a little bit past, it was dangerous. I like the confidence, though, that she knew what she was doing. She was going to take it back into the box, take hold of it.
Now, it is 3. In some ways, it could be too late, but it's never too late. Would you consider maybe like a diamond midfield or bringing some of these wide players in? Because I feel like Prairie View is just finding that space at will right here and then clipping it through and it's on. I feel like maybe more numbers in the center part of midfield could help Alabama State.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Exactly what Jackson State did last night, where they had the 2 central defenders and what seemed like a central defender in front, like the insurance. I think that what's happening is Prairie View are getting some nice spots. Jojo Bonnell's getting on great balls in the number 10 area, and they've got time to lift the head and play the ball over the top. They have to prevent the pass. It's all well and good that they're going to beat you in the wide areas, but they can only beat you if they have time to make the passes.
Yeah, this is a game where someone that may be new to the sport might blame the back 4 or the goalkeeper, but I think most of the damage is being done in that defensive midfield area.
Yeah, they're being overrun in midfield, and the Prairie View has the quality to pick out the passes. We saw that this is the same team that played against Arkansas Pine Bluff, but they never had the time. Arkansas Pine Bluff had the 5 central defenders, and then had 3 midfielders that were preventing, who would just sit in front of them and stop those balls over the top. They kind of just left the two strikers, didn't they, and just said, Arkansas Pine Bluff's like, you're not going to score, but we'll leave our 2 strikers up there and hope that they do something. And at times they were close, weren't they?
2 changes here for Alabama State. 1 for Prairie View A&M. For Alabama State, see Zariah Holtz, freshman from Douglasville, Pennsylvania, and Janae Brown, the senior from Orlando. Meanwhile, for Prairie View A&M, Randy Player, junior from Crosby High School, Crosby, Texas, into the game wearing number 18. This does feel like a clinical showing. If my memory serves correctly from yesterday, it was not an inordinate amount of chances to get 4 goals. They took their chances yesterday morning. They've taken their chances here today.
I remember the 3 of them were in the last 30 minutes, weren't they? It was 1-0 at half time. Arkansas Pine Bluff did really well defensively, and there we can see again another diagonal into the channel.
And I do feel like Prairie View A&M's winning the second balls. They're going direct. The center backs are heading out. And that headed ball won by Alabama State is picked up by Prairie View A&M, and then it's on.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But the wide players for Prairie View are making those great runs in behind. And it's a good out ball, isn't it? Even if you're under a little bit of pressure, you know that that's the ball to relieve.
Good cover. Kept in play, though. Possibilities here. Madison Tyler with her cross. Tyler battling their number 4. Nice turn. Good dribbling. And it's off here for Kristen Thomas. Thomas first time over the top. And nice hands off her line. Quinn Josiah, the senior from Ontario.
A little bit unlucky for Thomas there. The ball bounced up a little bit awkwardly when she ran to hit it. But good goalkeeper from Quinn's. How do you say it? Sorry, what is it?
Quinn Josiah.
Quinn Josiah. Good goalkeeping coming out, and she's been well. She's done well, hasn't she? Coming out and claiming high balls into the box. You have to feel Prairie View look like they're going to be difficult to beat, don't you?
Yes.
Like 3 goals, obviously, but defensively in both games they've really looked difficult to break down and athletic at the same time. They read the ball well. They seem to just cruise through the game, don't they?
Grambling State or Alabama A&M would like to say something about that. The semifinal set for 5:30 tonight. The winner of that will meet the winner of this. At this point, it feels like it's Prairie View A&M, but there's a lot of strange things have happened. You think back to the Champions League final in Istanbul. Liverpool 3-0 down to AC Milan. They came back and won on penalties.
It's one of those scores that's amazing how many times it happens, isn't it? Whenever you see the score 4-3, majority of the time you automatically think someone's come back from 3 down. So it's not over. I just think Alabama State need to get in at half-time and regroup and maybe think of another attack. Well, maybe think of a plan B.
A break here for Jo Bernal. She's replaced by Renee Carranza, who had the excellent ball on the goal. 39 seconds in, they gave Prairie View A&M the opening goal.
It also shows you the strength of Prairie View. Yesterday, Jo Bernal was the one that was making things happen. Today, you're winning 3-0, and she's been good. Like, she's been getting on ball, but by no means they haven't needed her as much as yesterday.
Maya Swaby-Wallerson, the 5th-year senior from Hamilton, Ontario, transfer from University of Kansas. She comes in at right back. Will be interesting. We don't want to get too much into the tactics here and look ahead to Sunday, but at 3-0, maybe Sonia Crivello rests Savannah Powell. She rests Jo Bernal. Maybe he doesn't play them as much in the second half, depending how the second half goes.
And that's absolutely priceless when it comes, if saying they make it. Obviously it's too early to say that, but to have the luxury of resting these players, it can only do you some good.
Free kick here for Prairie View A&M. Desanya Nugent, senior from Victorville, California, sister of number 10, Andrea Nugent, with the restart. Clearing header from Kaylee O'Neill. Good little passing, it's on. That's swept aside by Andrea Nugent, the SWAC Defensive Player of the Year. Missed clearance, and it's shot just wide. It fell there to Randy Player, the junior from Crosby. And I thought, it just, when it rains, it pours for Alabama State. They did much better. There was a deeper line, more cohesive, but then they don't clear it.
Yeah, for me, they've let Haley Hernandez in midfield turn without putting much pressure on you. With the Prairie View defenders put so much pressure on the attackers, they don't let them turn like that. Played the ball wide to Carranza, and then she played a good ball in, and it's just one of those days, isn't it? The bounce has taken it away from O'Neill, and it was unlucky for Player. She's tried to hit it. It's a difficult skill when the ball's coming across like that onto your right foot.
Booming clearance. It's going to bounce. She'll head back to her goalkeeper. No problem for Quinn Josiah, who rolls it out. One other change. Desanya Nugent goes to the bench here late in the first half. She's replaced by Nia Rampersad, the freshman from Atascocita High School north of Houston. Now, Grambling State, a comeback 2-1 win yesterday against Jackson State. Electric second half from Grambling State. Another chance here. The cross is in, and it's cleared. Well defended by Kaylee O'Neill. It's a good delivery from the right.
You know how good that play is there. It was Harris Wright at number 4 in midfield. She used a little shimmy to get away from the attack and then spread the ball out to the right-hand side. A good ball into the box. That's like top quality. Like, from one side to the other, get across in and just open the defense up.
Now, Grambling, tested by Jackson State. They fought back for a 2-1 win. They were down 1-0 past the 75th minute, but an opportunistic picked up a loose ball for throw-in, and the girl who threw it in got the loose ball and scored for the tying goal. 2 seniors scoring for Grambling State in the comeback. And now it's Rampersad, who just came on. She is subbed off. Genesis Vasquez, junior from Houston North Shore High School. And then in the other game, we mentioned it, really good effort from Southern, the number 7 seed. Only 3 wins in SWAC play this year, but they really gave Alabama A&M all the number 2 seed could handle. And some stunning saves in the first half. Southern felt they should have had maybe a 1 or 2 goal lead. And then at the end of the game, Alabama A&M felt they should have scored in the final minute, but it was awesome goalkeeping on both ends.
Unbelievable saves, weren't they?
Free kick given. Too heavy in the challenge from Zanya Say Harris Wright. 40 seconds left. And that free kick is given to Prairie View A&M. Again, if you joined late, you missed a goal most likely. Savannah Powell, 39 seconds in, her second in as many days, in her 5th of the season. Then in the 22nd minute, Lisa Griffin, nice shot from the top of the box, assisted by Reagan Scott. And then Jaden Morgan on the half-hour mark, assisted by Savannah Powell. Prairie View A&M, the number 1 seed, lost only once in regular season play. They've outscored opponents 7 goals to nothing here in 135 minutes at the SWAC Women's Soccer Tournament. Andrew Driver, your thoughts on the first half?
They've really turned it up to another level, haven't they? They've been on top from obviously since minute 1. Really good finding passes into the wide areas, and they've really dominated, and they're looking very comfortable. Alabama State will be a little bit disappointed in themselves. They haven't got themselves going, and they've given themselves a real uphill challenge in the second half, but Prairie View look on that showing to be the team to beat.
Prairie View A&M 1 foot into Sunday's final. Alabama State looking for an epic comeback in the second half. Halftime in Prairie View. In the first semifinal, it's Prairie View A&M 3. Alabama State nothing. Will come back for the second half on the SWAC Digital Network.
Champions for life didn't just happen overnight. Since 1920, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, SWAC, has been in the forefront in leadership and excellence in all our athletic programs. There are very few major sports halls of fame that a SWAC athlete is not a member. Hall of Fame coaches who were stewards and mentors to these elite athletes. Our tradition, our distinction, our legacy. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
USA, this is Stephanie.
Hi, this is Robert. I'd like to get up to 30% off my auto insurance with Safe Pilot.
I can help you with that. What's your member number?
87.
It should be between 5 and 12 digits.
Busted. This is Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski. I'm not a member.
Mr. Gronkowski, USAA is for the military community and their families. That's what makes us special.
Oh, but I'm special.
USAA, it's still only for the military community.
Academy Sports and Outdoors is your Nike headquarters. We are proud to offer the best and newest Nike apparel, footwear, and sports equipment. From football to baseball, basketball to soccer, and everything in between, Academy is your place for Nike. For back to school and back to the field, head to toe, your home for Nike is Academy Sports and Outdoors.
DIY means having the right tools, but at the Home Depot, that means more than hammers and saws. Search with images, that's a tool. Renting tools with a swipe, that's another one. Delivery's a tool. Same-day delivery, that's a power tool. This isn't just DIY. This is doing like never before. This is the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Set for the second half in Prairie View. It's 3-0. The number 1 seed Prairie View A&M leading Alabama State. And here we go. So what adjustments might you expect Alabama State to make here in the second half?
I just think they're going to be as positive as possible. You're 3-0 down, you've got nothing to lose. You see there, straight from the kickoff, they sent 4 bodies forward to press. I think they're just going to have to put 100% in. Press and harry, do what they can do to try and change the tide.
It was a stunning start for the number 1 seed Prairie View A&M. 39 seconds in, Savannah Powell, an opening goal. They added a second in the 23rd minute from Lisa Griffin, and then on the half-hour mark, Jaden Morgan, Powell with the assist. As we talked about, Andrew, the middle of the field was dominated by Prairie View A&M. The high line from Alabama State really did not work. One offside call, but many more chances as that Prairie View A&M beat the offside trap. Here's a free kick. It's in the box. It's fallen, and not the best contact, and it's picked up by Sheila Sanchez. Nearly a 4th there. Good opportunity there for Reagan Scott.
Yeah, it fell for her nicely, didn't she? I think maybe the ball didn't come with much pace on it, so she tried to get the connection and a little bit of a miss hit. The field's a little bit drier today, so those balls bobble a little bit more when they come to you. But again, Prairie View, they can mix it up. We saw yesterday they scored from free kicks, they scored from counter-attacks. They can score in many different ways.
And you see there, it just feels like Alabama State lacks the energy. They win the ball, they're in the final third, and they just don't have the juice right now.
You're playing against the top defense in the conference, aren't you? It's not easy. It's hard to play around. This Prairie View A&M defense is so strong, so fast, so athletic. And yeah, the lack. I don't know if it's lack of energy. It's maybe lack of ideas.
Better energy there, but good defending. Andrea Nugent, the Defensive Player of the Year in the SWAC, turning aside Cassandra Schoen.
You see, it's hard to identify how good that is from Nugent there. She's on the wrong side. She's used her pace and strength to get the ball back. She's muscled the ball off the attacker and then turned and played the ball forward. You can see exactly why she's Player of the Year.
Hard challenge, play on. Very open field. There's another diagonal. It's on again for Prairie View A&M. Spectacular ball. Long touch, and she couldn't recover. Nearly there again for a second goal for Lisa Griffin.
Yeah, first touch just let it down a little bit there, but it was again, I think it was Fuentes came inside, and what a pass, that diagonal. Obviously, it has to have been talked about before the game. Look for those balls diagonal into the space like that. And Griffin used great pace, just didn't get a great first touch.
Andrew, in some teams, the best playmaker is in a deep line position, and some people would say, why would you keep your best playmaker deep? But this is the game that shows when it can work. Against a high line, you can win a ball just in front of your back line. If you have a good ability and good range of passing, you can pick up a few assists.
Yeah, exactly. Especially today when you see that the ball's going over there. Well, that's what we're saying is Jojo Bennell, one of the best players for Prairie View. She's been quiet because she's a little bit higher. Everything that's come good has come from a little bit of a deeper position where they have the space and they can find the time to ping those balls over the top.
Look at the space taken. Excellent. She's still in. At the end line, she'll cross. Cleared. Good defending. Great run. Desanya Nugent.
That's what we saw her do a couple of times yesterday, wasn't it? Yesterday, UAPB kept so tight centrally that the main threat came from the wide areas like Desanya Nugent, and she had great composure running into those areas. And you see there again, she's so comfortable running forward and being and joining the attack.
Headed out by Nugent. The Nugent sisters grew up in Victorville, California, northeast of Los Angeles. Shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. Looked like it might have been a free kick. The assistant referee showed a foul. Not sure if he pointed to the goal kick or the corner, but it seems like it's going to be a short corner for Alabama State. A chance here for the Hornets to get a goal back. McKenna Wiscombe will deliver. They crowd the back edge of the 6-yard box. Goes to the front post and it's clear.
That's where, if Alabama State are going to have an opportunity, they need to produce more from situations like that. With the nice weather, it's come a little bit quieter today, hasn't it? I don't know if it's because it's 3-0, the game's died down a little bit. Yesterday, it was the energy was fantastic. But Prairie View have been so good, they've just taken kind of the air out of Alabama State, haven't they?
Now frustration from Jody Smith on the Alabama State bench, pleading with the fourth official, pointing something out. Perhaps displeased with that free kick given. The second semifinal will begin around 5:30. Grambling State and Alabama A&M. Good defending, sliding out to clear. It was Paige Patton, the junior from Kent, Washington. Will be interesting to see how Sonia Crivello manages the workload. We talked about the minutes in the first half. Savannah Powell was awesome to begin the game. Scored 39 seconds in, had an assist, could have had another goal.
I think she is managing the minutes, isn't she? Because she hasn't come back as of now. And there's no real need to. Maybe let her get the energy back in the legs for a possible game on Sunday.
Desande Nugent so comfortable pushing forward. Look at this from Nugent, dribbling exhibition near the corner flag. Smart play, she's earned a corner. Deflected cross.
Talk of saving the legs, she's just ran from left back all the way to right wing.
Good news for these players is if you win, you get a rest day tomorrow before the championship on Sunday. Corner kick coming from Desande Nugent. To a good spot, settling touch, too heavy. It will be cleared. It came to Sonia Fuentes. Fuentes scored her third goal of the season yesterday in the 4-0 win. Good settling touch. And another corner kick. Good action there from Lisa Griffin, who scored the second goal this afternoon.
And it was good defending, wasn't it? Paige Patton with the last ditch sliding tackle to prevent the shot from going on target. But again, Prairie View looking dangerous from set pieces.
The wind blowing towards the Prairie View A&M attacking goal, so into the face of the goalkeeper Sheila Sanchez for Alabama State. Here comes Sanchez, gets a hand to it. That'll be a third straight corner kick for the Panthers of Prairie View A&M.
More pressure, isn't it? And this is, Prairie View will be delighted with this, won't they? Keep the ball in out of the danger area. Keep a low pace, not much running, just let the clock bleed out.
They stay entirely out of the box, apart from one or two. They're going to flood the box here when this delivery occurs. That's an excellent service, headed over the bar. Good chance that time from Andrea Nugent. With Samantha Moran with the quality in-swing and delivery.
Oh, it was just swung in with great pace, wasn't it? I like the set piece, just completely empty the area and then get the run on the defenders. And if you play it in with pace like that, the timing, if the timing's perfect, it's a good opportunity, isn't it?
Moran wears number 17, sophomore from Puerto Rico, transfer from Navarro College, south of Dallas. Alabama State eager to get a goal back. They've earned a corner kick. Here comes Kristen Thomas. Kaylee O'Neill, the big center back, pushes forward to get on the end of this. They crowd the back edge of the penalty area. Here it comes from Thomas. Quality delivery, had it out. Clearance came from Andrea Nugent. Ball floated in.
Nugent's one of those players that just seems to be in the right place at the right time. That two long balls there, and she was the one that won both of them. Just perfect positioning. She wins the headers without actually looking like she's out of first gear. It's quite incredible.
Catherine Nedved with the throw-in. Corner kick coming. Good work to earn it from Cassandra Showen. Nedved, a freshman out of Hamilton High School, Chandler, Arizona. From the corner. Good goalkeeping. Quinn Josiah. There's a reason she hasn't allowed a goal in 2 games here at the SWAC Women's Soccer Tournament.
Safe pair of hands, good positioning. Communicates well, comes out, empties the box and wins the ball. Reason she's not let 2 goals in this tournament, and what, only 11 in for the year.
Possible break here, good dribbling, nice work tracking back. Genesis Vasquez, number 23. Now it's on for Joe Bernal. Bernal is in. Bernal shot just over the bar. Confident from Bernal going from that distance after her goal yesterday.
Yeah, of course, she scored a wonder strike yesterday. Again, that time she had the chance to maybe run across a defender. If you have the confidence to keep running, you run across the defender. There's no way she can bring you down, and just take your time and finish it. Maybe a little bit of a rush, but when you score the wonder strike that she did yesterday, she's probably feeling confident from distance.
Jaden Morgan, second goal of the season, came in the 30th minute. She comes on for Samantha Moran. Savannah Powell assisted on that.
Not a bad 30 minutes for Savannah Powell, was it? Goal and assist, then a rest.
And there you see the athleticism on display. Prairie View can feel good about playing a high line, because if the ball over the top is a good one, Nugent can go run it down.
And that's what I'm saying, though, is she runs it down, but so comfortably. She never looks worried, she never looks out of position. She kind of like cruises through the game.
Interesting, she's looking towards the bench. Maybe she's asking for a sub. Maybe precautionary, maybe thinking about Sunday. You see her hands on her head, just catching her breath.
Yeah, at this moment it's definitely one. If you've got a little niggling injury, you have something you're unsure about, you don't risk it, do you? You go off, you give yourself an extra day, an extra 30 minutes rest, get yourself prepared.
Now it's Denise Harris-Wright, sophomore from Markham, Ontario. Had a great chat with her dad at halftime. Love the access of the spectators here. She's into the game. been battling some injuries this season, but a quality player with a bright future and an athletic family. Free kick given to Alabama State. It was won there by Grace Norbury. She had such a good game yesterday. She scored the first goal of the season, that free kick that really put Texas Southern up against it. A nickname for Zenise Harris-Wright is Z. Here's another chance here. Player, shot, just inside the near post. No touch. It actually came from Fuentes.
It's just Fuentes there. She got up to speed, and it was a nice slid pass for her. She got all the way into the box. Maybe this time she's tried the strike. It's gone into the near post. As a coach, you'll always say try and get the strike across the goal, and then you have the attackers coming in. That's again, I think sometimes Prairie View have had so much time going forward, they don't realise how much time they have. A little bit of composure, a little bit of slow the game down a little bit when you get into the areas. She could have found a square pass in that situation. But again, they're getting themselves into those areas.
Savannah Powell, 39 seconds in. Lisa Griffin, 23rd minute. Jaden Morgan, 30th minute. The 3 goals for Prairie View A&M, the #1 seed, living up to the billing. In position for their 12th win of the season. 1 blemish against Texas Southern on the last day of the regular season last week. You feel like maybe Alabama State just emptied the tank yesterday and doesn't have a lot in reserve this afternoon.
Yeah, I would say that the goal so early really took it out of them, didn't it? They're trying their best to get back into it, but this Prairie View's a little bit relentless, aren't they? They haven't taken the foot off the gas. They haven't given them an opportunity. But you see, like Bottegui there yesterday was fantastic up and down the line. They did put a lot of effort into it.
That was a great win. Randy Player, the junior from Crosby High School, wears number 18. Forward ball to Joe Bernal. Good pressure. Bernal. Into the area, it's cleared. Randy Player, junior outside back for Prairie View A&M. She's pushing forward willingly here. Still Player. Good cover that time. Half clearance. Throw in coming to the Panthers. Player battling Patton there.
Good play from Player, wasn't it? 1-2 on the outside, inside, and then she just didn't give up on it. And that's what Prairie View's done as well, is they haven't given up on when they've lost the ball. They've pressured all the way.
Clearance from Norbury. Back to Player. Better there from Alabama State. Composed. Good hold-up play from McKenna Wiscombe. Free kick now to Alabama State.
I think maybe yesterday the pitch was wet. It really helped Alabama State. They played passes. The ball was zipping around. Today it just seems to be that a little bit laboured, a little bit slower. The dry pitch just slows everything down, and they haven't been able to get any rhythm going at the passing.
Yeah, I would agree. Here's the ball over the top. Chance here with 3 in the box for a good ball. Short cross is cleared. Yeah, a lot of this, like the 1-2s, the ball is just kind of stuck between the 2 players.
Yeah, and it's bobbling, and it's what you said. The pitch is in great shape, but still with all the games on it yesterday, and then it dries out, it's going to be slower and bobbly.
Good push here from Alabama State, but now the break is on. Griffin over the top. Here comes Sheila Sanchez, the Spaniard, makes the claim.
And that slow pitch again is also working for Prairie View with these balls over the top. It's not run that occasion. Obviously, it did run to the goalkeeper, but there's been many occasions already today. It's slowed down enough for the fast wingers to run onto it.
Sheila Sanchez made the penalty save yesterday against Texas Southern. At that time, it was 1-0. She made the penalty save, and that was it for Texas Southern.
That was the opportunity. The penalty save was as good as a goal in that game.
Bernal peeking. She's going to go for goal. She nearly scores. Great awareness. You could see as she received it, she was peeking to check the position of Sheila Sanchez. Nearly caught her.
She definitely looked, didn't she? She saw it was on. and by the way, she put it low, which a lot of people would have tried to go high because the Sanchez was so far off a goal. But I like the fact she saw there was a gap there on the right-hand side. And she's unlucky she didn't get round it enough to put it in the net.
2 to the bench for Prairie View A&M. Lisa Griffin, Genesis Vasquez both depart. An opportunity here for Kalia Brown, senior from Hamilton High School, Chandler, Texas. There she is, number 19. Hard challenge. Have to stop the game, and they do. Paige Patton down for Alabama State.
It was a crunching tackle, wasn't it? I'm not sure if she hit her head on the tackle, but she rolled over afterwards. I think maybe she may have hit her head on the ground. And as
we'll take a break as Paige Patton receives treatment.
USA, this is Stephanie.
Hi, this is Robert. I'd like to get up to 30% off my auto insurance with Safe Pilot.
I can help you with that. What's your member number?
87.
It should be between 5 and 12 digits.
Busted. This is Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski. I'm not a member.
Mr. Gronkowski, USAA is for the military community and their families. That's what makes us special.
Oh, but I'm special.
USAA, it's still only for the military community.
Academy Sports and Outdoors is your Nike headquarters. We are proud to offer the best and newest Nike apparel, footwear, and sports equipment. From football to baseball, basketball to soccer, and everything in between, Academy is your place for Nike. For back to school and back to the field, head to toe, your home for Nike is Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Paige Patton back to her feet, walking off, hand on her head after that tough challenge. She's had a good tournament. Tough day today for the entire Alabama State team, but she is a big reason they're here in the semifinals. Great center back partnership with she and Kaylee.
Yeah, the partnership, it was fantastic yesterday, and it's a shame to see Patton go off because I think she's been a stalwart back there defensively. There's not really much these players could have done today to prevent this rampant Prairie View team.
Prairie View A&M with the restart. Randy Player from Crosby, Texas. Diagonal switch. And good step that time. She's had a great day. Megan Howell stepping in front of that entry pass intended here for McKenna Wiscombe.
Yeah, you have to feel bad for Howell, don't you? Because Nugent does so well next to her. She's kind of a little bit understated, but she's not put her foot wrong. You see there, she read the play so well and was so aggressive. One knew where the ball was going, and the attacker had no chance of getting the ball. She read it so well. We mentioned it a lot yesterday. When you have defenders that can be aggressive to come from behind an attacker and win the ball. It makes such a difference in this game because you just gain so much momentum from it.
Free kick to Alabama State. We're watching Paige Patton across the field, number 19 for Alabama State. She left. Clutch in her head. Another chance here for Prairie View A&M. There's a good shot over the bar. Maybe a long-distance toe poke that time from Savannah Powell.
Yeah, she fancies more goals, doesn't she? It's a good strike. She hits it. If anything, she hits it too well. It's gone over the bar, but when she's been on today, she's been a constant threat and almost another goal.
I just want to update the audience on Paige Patton. I think there's some good signs over there. She's on her feet, dealing with the training staff. But I think the fact that she's moving and watching this game and interested in the game is a great sign after what looked like a potential head injury.
Yeah, it's good to see that the fact that she's up and moving around and hopefully feeling okay is a good sign.
Good here from Jimenez, but they're quality defending there for Prairie View A&M. And there's the fight from Alabama State. It's on. Towards the corner. Isabella Bordigui. Good quality cross. Just too far. A little bit of a touch that time from Zanice Harris-Wright, but one of the better attacks today from Alabama State.
Yeah, that's what Bordigui brought yesterday, wasn't it? Great down the left-hand side. She's got a lot of pace, she's strong. You see that she beat two players, and the highlight of that was a fantastic cross into the box. Signs of life from Alabama State, though. I like to see the fact that they're not giving up. They're going to continue fighting until the end.
That's excellent. Look at the balance and strength from Savannah Powell to bounce off the defenders and keep possession.
She definitely has a big future ahead, doesn't she?
Well, she scored 39 seconds in. She had another chance that was well saved by Sheila Sanchez. Now we're going to see a goalkeeper change. Also for Prairie View A&M, Samantha Moran returns. A break for Isabella Bordigui after that quality cross. Medinat Lawal, freshman from Houston at George Ranch High School. Possibilities here for Prairie View A&M. Joe Burnell with the big switch. Long cross too far. Out for an Alabama State goal kick.
Fuentes has been sharp today as well, hasn't she? She's shown a lot of pace and quality on the ball. I like the fact she cuts in onto a stronger right foot. It opens the play up for her.
Slip pass, good speed, back pass and cleared. Over the top, a foot race. She gets there again, but it's out for a goal kick. Good speed from Savannah Powell.
There was only one person winning the chase, wasn't there? She was probably 2 or 3 yards behind the defender, and her pace is magnificent to get ahead.
The new goalkeeper is Sierra Cota Yarde. Sierra Cota Yarde, freshman from Central Toronto Academy. 6 Ontario natives on this Prairie View A&M roster.
Good play. Just didn't have the angle that time, Moran, to play it into Fuentes. But a nice turn on the half turn when the ball comes into her. She's, after her first touch, going to attack the Alabama State. Prairie View have done that well today, haven't they? They found those nice little spaces to go forward and attack from. The majority of their attacks come from the ball over the top, and look at Powell again.
It's on. Savannah Powell. Good little fake. Top of the box. Well defended. Powell left-footed shot. Over the line for a corner kick. Good defending in the end from Kaylee O'Neill. She was able to slow down Powell.
Slowed it down, but Powell has just run 20 yards out there. You're winning 3-0. That's the desire you want to see. She's run out, won the ball back, turned in, and ended up winning a corner from the team. And all it is just sheer determination. At 3-0, it shows that she loves playing the game.
Xandria Johnson, sophomore from Cedar Hill High School in Dallas, to deliver this corner. Excellent ball. Had it out. And clear. Good defending that time from Grace Norbury, who got the first touch away. And now a possible attack here for Alabama State. The Hornets on the move. McKenna Wiscombe is flared out on the lefts. Tries the diagonal, too far that time. Intended for Janae Brown. But better again from Alabama State.
Yeah, it was a nice bit of play, wasn't it? Wiscombe coming inside. She just couldn't find the final delivery, but good from ASU. It was Brooklyn Broderick. No, it was Camila Jimenez from break. No, it was Broderick breaking from midfield, number 6. Alabama State get beat. They still had a successful weekend, haven't they? They played really well yesterday. They've come up against a very good Prairie View team, but they haven't given up. Oh, that was a good strike from Jimenez.
Camelia Jimenez, first team all SWAC out of Cypress Bay High School in Western Florida. Pressure nearly on for Haley Hernandez, but enough defending in the end from Kaylee O'Neill.
That's where Prairie View is so good, isn't it? They very rarely get beat over the top. There hasn't been many passes in both games that have gone over the top and beat the defenders. They're usually first to the ball over the top on both ends of the game today.
Three 0 Prairie View A&M leading. It began 39 seconds in. Goal from Savannah Powell. And 22 minutes later, Lisa Griffin, and then the 30th minute, Jaden Morgan.
I think that'll be the last we'll see of Powell today now. I think it is now time to rest up, isn't it, for the final.
Prairie View A&M has outshot Alabama State 12-2, including a 6-1 advantage shots on goal. Also a 7-2 advantage in corner kicks. And it is quite amazing, to be honest, that with the high line Alabama State's played, Prairie View A&M has been offside only once.
They've timed it to perfection, haven't they? I think the disjointedness of the Alabama State team early in the game helped a lot. But you've seen in the second half, they haven't found those balls over the top as often. I think Alabama State maybe, as the game slowed down, have sat back a little bit more, maybe a little bit of a tactical change. They definitely seem to have had more bodies in midfield in the second half, and it's been a lot tighter, hasn't it?
Addison Tyler, Maricopa High School in Arizona. Number 4 for Alabama State. And great to see the resurgence of this Prairie View A&M program. Under Sonia Curvello, 4th season in charge. Before Prairie View, regional manager for player development at the Ontario Soccer Association, Ontario, Canada. Before that, 3 years at Cleveland State. But this should be one of the best programs in the SWAC. I mean, the facility is beautiful. You're in a good location, not far from Houston. Now you have a great head coach. All the ingredients are there for a really good program.
Oh, and you've seen the rewards, aren't you? This team's been outstanding today from minute one. And they have been all year. They've represented the school and themselves so well. And it does seem like it seems to be an exciting place to be.
There's a cross from the right, near post. Good defending. One of the better chances this afternoon for Alabama State, but good cover on the backside. That was Randy Player sliding over. She's had a good day, both attacking and that time defending at the near post.
Yeah, great defending, wasn't it? I like to see Alabama State not giving up, though, coming forward, hoping to get a little bit of pride. And that's what, as a coach, you can sometimes hold your hands up and say, hey, we're beaten, but as long as you see the effort from your team, you'll be happy.
Jaden Morgan to the bench. She scored the final goal today, her second of the season. Back pass to Sheila Sanchez, and the Spaniard clears. Willing run from midfield. You can see Naya Rampersad sprinting towards the corner, number 27 in white. Sonia Curvello before Cleveland State, 5 years in Mississippi Valley State. SWAC tournament appearance 5 straight years. Was the coach of the year in 2012. They won the conference tournament and made the NCAA tournament in 2012. She is one win away from getting back to the NCAA tournament. Prairie View can handle business on Sunday. Better again from the Hornets, well read. Off her line to make the claim.
After watching the standard of the last 2 days, it will be interesting to see how whoever the eventual champions are do in the NCAA championship. I think some of the football has been fantastic to watch, hasn't it? And we've both been impressed with the skill and athleticism and all of it, to be honest.
That was Sierra Cota-Yarde giving a break for Quinn Josiah. On the opposite end, Sheila Sanchez makes the catch. This is quality minutes in a semifinal for a young goalkeeper. Great size and projection for Sierra Cota-Yarde. Big framing goal. And you can see there she does well coming off her line to make that claim.
It always helps, but you see on the other side, Sanchez is a fairly small goalkeeper, and she's made some excellent saves. There's a whole lot more to than just being the size of goalkeeping, but you are right, if she can couple her size with ability, then she has a great chance. But she's playing obviously behind Quinn Josiah, who hasn't put a foot wrong in 2 days now.
Oh, good settling touch. Strong strike right into the hands. Sierra Cota-Yarde, her first save since coming off the bench at the 70th minute mark for Quinn Josiah.
It was a good save, wasn't it? Strong hands, she exactly perfect positioning. But Winscombe made a great run and she's hit it really well. It was a good effort for Alabama State. That was the best opportunity they've had.
Another change for Alabama State. A break here for Catherine Nedved. Number 5 goes off, replaced by Jordan Pierce, the freshman out of Paulding County High School, Dallas, Georgia. Under 8 minutes remaining, a dominant display for Prairie View A&M, led 3-0 through 30 minutes.
And they've kind of cruised since then, haven't they? They've managed to rest their important players for the final, and never really looked in any trouble at any point today.
First time pass. Carranza tried to put in Hernandez. Well, let's look ahead a bit to the second semifinal set for 5:30 p.m. Alabama A&M, the number 2 seed, 8-1, the co-champion in the regular season, lost the tiebreaker after its only loss of the season to Prairie View A&M, taking on Grambling State. Here's another chance, but the flag is up. Nia Ramper sat in an offside position. What do you make of Grambling State and Alabama A&M? The second match today, forthcoming.
It's both teams really had difficult outings last night, didn't they? They came up against strong attacks.
Here's Wiscombe, top of the box. Receives support off to the right for Janae Brown. Brown crosses and earns a corner kick.
Yeah, Alabama A&M and Grambling both had to fight real hard for the victories last night. It's curious to see how much energy they had to expend on that. But you'd have to say A&M, with their 8-1 record, have to be favourites. But judging by both games, it's going to be tight. How we watched the games yesterday.
Corner kick here. The change will be made before this corner kick. Has nice option off the bench. You bring on the defensive player of the year in the SWAC to defend this corner kick. Andrea Nugent will get a few more minutes here.
It's not a bad luxury to have, is it?
Not bad at all. Denise Harris-Wright, I know she's been dealing with injuries this year. Just speaking with her father at halftime. She's jogging off. A really nice man. Michael Wright. He's Jamaican. Was a footballer himself. In the mix, backside, long shot is over the bar. That was a good chance for Alabama State. Brooklyn Broderick, the freshman from North Carolina.
Second half, she's looked sharp, hasn't she? She made a good run out of midfield about 20 minutes ago, and that ball fell to her, and it was a real good effort. It's maybe just risen a little bit too high. Hard skill when you hit it on the volley. But good end for Alabama State. I'll like it, enjoying them seeing keeping going to the last minute.
Jaden Morgan returns. She scored the 3rd goal today for Prairie View A&M. Lisa Griffin jogs off. Few late changes here from Sonia Curvello, who is a great player herself, a SWAC champion at Mississippi Valley State as a player. She's from Ontario, has at least a half dozen from Ontario on this team. She knows this league well as a former player and champion at Mississippi Valley State.
Yeah, like the back of her hand, doesn't she? And her obviously traveling around playing soccer, she's made great contacts, and she's developed a really good team here, hasn't it? It's not. I'm guessing it's not going to be easy to develop such a strong squad.
Free kick coming for Alabama State. Camelia Jimenez looks most likely to take it. It is Jimenez, and that one just got away from her. Good contact, but just could not get it back down over the wall.
Yeah, the distance she's at is difficult because you have to get it up and down, but you have to hit it with pace from that distance. When you're a little bit closer, you can just guide it into the goal. But she hit it well, just didn't get the top spin to bring it back down.
Strong goal kick over midfield. Sierra Cote-Yarde, the backup goalkeeper, into the match. Offside flag comes up. And we think purely precautionary for Quinn Josiah. Brought off, give your freshman an opportunity to play, rest your starter for Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. I think the coach is comfortable. You don't want any freak accidents. You did see Quinn Josiah a couple of times come out in dangerous situations from long balls. As a coach, you want your leaders, all your main leaders, to stay healthy and stay fresh, and you don't want them as a person missing the finals, because it's a great occasion for these ladies.
Norbury did well, step for step there with Haley Hernandez. Nugent wins the shoulder-to-shoulder battle. Back to Sierra Cotillard. She had to size it up, and there's a strong clearance. Cotillard from Toronto Central, Toronto Academy High School. Big ambitions for Cotillard on their team bios on their website. In 5 years, she says she'll be playing pro in Europe.
I hope it comes true.
Corner kick for Alabama State. And there she is, pushing away, using her size to her advantage. Calm goalkeeping there. Back to Kaylee O'Neill. Can Alabama State find a late consolation goal? Under 2 minutes remaining in the first of two semifinals. The next set for 5:30 Central Time. Alabama A&M, the 2 seed, against the 3 seed Grambling State. Both survived tense affairs last night. Grambling State came back in the second half, 2 goals in the final 15 minutes to win 2-1. It was double overtime for Alabama A&M to survive Southern. Another change, Angie Vaca, the junior from Monterrey, Mexico, who grew up in Houston, went to Eisenhower High School. Number 13 returns. There's a good ball. Nice first touch from Wiscombe. Great challenge. She got down early. Randy Player with the win. Had to be right against the first team All-SWAC selection, McKenna Wiscombe.
Good tackle, really good tackle. Wiscombe has moved a little bit more central in the second half, and she's got into the game much more. She's been a lot bigger threat in the second half, but you see that player position herself, and same as we've seen all game from Prairie View, they get themselves in great positions, and they never really look in danger of being beaten.
Free kick for Alabama State with under 45 seconds remaining. Taking quickly into a good spot. Oh, it's spilled, and the shot is wide. It was tough for that goalkeeper, Sierra Cotillard, at that time. She came off her line, seemed to have it, but then couldn't bring it in.
She did everything right, didn't she, until the last second where she just dropped it. It was a decent ball into the box, but when you're coming through a crowd of players like that, you have to keep concentrating, and maybe just at the very last second dropped it.
What a showing from Prairie View A&M, the number 1 seed, the regular season co-champion. They got the 1 seed for the tiebreaker after beating Alabama A&M in the regular season, the only matchup. They had the lead within 39 seconds today. They led 3-0 after 30 minutes. Goals from Savannah Powell, Lisa Griffin, and Jaden Morgan. And the number 1 seed and host, Prairie View A&M Panthers, are on to Sunday's final, where they will meet the winner of Grambling State in Alabama A&M. Alabama State season is over. They should be proud of their performance from yesterday. They ran into a buzzsaw today. Andrew Driver, your thoughts?
Prairie View from minute 1 were fantastic, weren't they? Never looked in any doubt. So dangerous going forward, especially in the first half. And then a professional performance when they went 3-0 up. They just cruised through to the end. As you said, Alabama State need to be proud, and I like the fact that they went to the very end, still pushing forward to try and get some pride. And it was another good game, but Prairie View really do look like the team to beat.
Should be a great draw in the second semifinal tonight. Number 2 versus number 3. Alabama A&M won its first quarterfinal in years last night. They'll try to get to the final and outlast Grambling State, one of the regular teams in this tournament. For Andrew Driver and our entire crew, I'm Matt Peterson saying so long for now. We'll come back at 5:30 for the second semifinal. Who will meet Prairie View A&M in the final? We'll find out in 35 minutes here on the SWAC Digital Network.